प्रधानमंत्री मातृ Vandana Yojana (PMMVY) provides cash incentives to pregnant and lactating mothers with rupees 17,362 crore disbursed to 3.81 crore women as of January 2025. Improved maternal mortality rate (MMR) reduced from 130 2014 to 16 to 97 2018 to 20 per lakh live births. Under 5 mortality rate decreased from 43 to 43 2025 to 32 2020. Life expectancy for women increased to 71.4 years 2016 to 20, expected to reach 74.7 years by 2031 to 36. Nutrition and sanitation. Jal Jeevan Mission provided potable tap water to 15.4 crore households, reducing health risks. Swachh Bharat Mission led to the construction of 11.8 crore toilets, improving sanitation and hygiene. Poshan Abhiyan strengthens maternal and child nutrition program. Over 10.3 crore clean cooking gas connections are distributed under the Ujjwala Yojana. Economic empowerment and financial inclusion. Women's participation in the workforce is the key driver of economic growth. Uh, Women's participation in major household decisions increased from 84% as 2015 to 888.7% as per 2020. Financial inclusion. PM Jan Dhan Yojana over 30.46 crore accounts, 55% belonging to women, opened. Stand Up India scheme. 84% of loans under rupees 10 lakh to rupees 1 crore sanctioned to women entrepreneurs. Mudra scheme. 69% of micro loans given to women-led enterprises. Self-help groups under NRLM. Um, it, it is National Rural Revenue. 10 crore, 100 million women connected to 9 million SHGs, self-help groups, bank Sokhi's model, 6,094 women banking correspondents, processed transactions worth rupees 40 million in 2020. Women entrepreneurs in startups. 10% of funds in the Small Industries Development Bank of India reserved for women-led startups. Okay. Obesity epidemic in India. Context. A Lancet study predicts that by 2050, nearly a third of India's population will be overweight or obese. Um, about obesity definition. The Obesity Medicine Association (OMA) defines obesity as a chronic relapsing multifactorial neurobehavioral disease characterized by excessive body fat leading to adipose tissue dysfunction and negative effects. Yes, it is officially classified as a disease by the World Health Organization, diagnosing Overweight and obesity body mass index BMI serves as an indicator of fatness with additional measures like waist circumference aiding in a more accurate assessment of obesity. Adults overweight is defined as a BMI of 25 or higher, while obesity is a BMI of 30 or more. Morbid obesity exists when BMI is more than or equal to 35. Causes of obesity epidemic: dietary changes, increased availability or and consumption of ultra processed food, and reduced physical activity. WHO, as per WHO, 50% of Indians do not meet recommended levels. Environmental and urban factors: shrinking green spaces and lack of safe pedestrian and cycling infrastructure, traffic congestion, and safety concerns deter outdoor exercise. Air pollution contributes to inflammation, increasing obesity risk. Lifestyle changes, urbanization, and um, technological advancements have led to reduced physical activity and sedentary styles, sedentary lifestyle. Desk jobs, reduced reliance on walking, and increased screen time contribute to lower energy expenditure. There is an increasing trend of eating out where well oils are used, are refined and unhealthy. Socio-economic factors: while obesity is often associated with affluence, malnutrition and obesity coexist in India. Lower economic groups are vulnerable to obesity due to the affordability and accessibility of unhealthy food options. 85% of Indians cannot afford a healthy diet, and 40% lack an adequate nutrient diet. The state of food security and nutrition in the world 2024 report. Psychological and behavioral factors: stress, depression, and emotional eating often lead to excessive calorie intake and weight gain. Endocrine and metabolic factors: conditions such as hypothyroidism and polycystic ovary syndrome contribute to obesity, particularly among women. Key findings of the recent Lancet study: global projections indicate that more than half of adults and a third of children and adolescents will be overweight or obese. India 2021, India led in the absolute number of overweight or obese young people in 2021, surpassing China and the US. Rising obesity in adolescents 15 to 24 years, young men 1990 to 0.4 crore in 2021, uh, 1.68 crore in 2020, in 2050, 2.27 crore. Young women, 1990 0.33 crore, 2021 1.3 crore, 2050 1.69 crore. Growing childhood obesity: boys 1990, 0.46 crore, 2021 1.3 crore, 2050 1.6 crore. Girls 1990 0.45 crore, 2000 2021 1.24 crore, and 2020 2050, 1.44 crore. Reasons for obesity epidemic being a concern: societal perception, societal attitudes in India normalize overweight and obesity, treating them as personal issues rather than public health concerns. Economic impact: in 2019, obesity cost India $28.95 billion, uh, rupees 1,800 per capita, 1.02% of GDP by 2030. This is projected to increase to 4,700 per capita, 1.57% of GDP. Global and national burden: in 2021, half of the world's obese and overweight adults live in just 8 countries, including India, highlighting its widespread impact. Double burden of disease: in low and middle income countries, obesity coexists with childhood malnutrition and infectious diseases, placing additional strain on healthcare systems. Serious health risks: obesity is a major risk factor for non-communicable diseases. It significantly increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, heart disease, stroke, and certain cancers, example breast, colon, and liver, with 3.5 million deaths globally each year. Way forward: recognition as NCD, non-communicable disease. Obesity must be officially recognized as a major non-communicable disease, and its prevention and management should be integrated into India's public health policies. Public awareness and education, example, a comprehensive national obesity program should include awareness campaigns, school-based interventions, workplace wellness program, access to treatment, taxation on unhealthy food, and so on. Encouraging physical activity: urban planning should prioritize bicycle lanes, parks, and public gyms, while workplaces promote fitness initiatives and body composition analysis. Regulating unhealthy foods: impose higher taxes on high fat, sugar, salt, and ultra processed foods, enforce ethical food marketing, and encourage healthy school canteens. India's Economic Survey 2024 to 25 suggests higher taxation on UPF to curb obesity, routine health screening and medical interventions, integrate BMI, waist circumference, and basic health literacy into regular checkups, establishing a national registry to track obesity trends, outcomes, and interventions is important. Making healthy food affordable and accessible, promote affordable nutritious food through subsidies, online food delivery platforms, and corporate social responsibility CSR funding from the food industry. Conclusion: with sustained commitment, cross-sector collaboration, active citizen participation, and lifestyle changes, India can set a global example in tackling obesity and safeguarding future generations. Global food waste crisis context: the United Nations Environment Program's UNEP's Food Waste Index report 2024 reveals that 1.05 billion tons of food were wasted globally in 2022, nearly 20% of consumer available food. India is among the top contributors to this crisis. Okay, to this crisis. Food wastage versus food loss. Food wastage include both edible and inedible parts discarded at various stages, from manufacturing and mm, retail to restaurants and households. Food loss um, occurs earlier in the supply chain due to poor storage, transport, and handling. India's food waste scenario per capita versus total waste. While India's per capita household food waste is 55 kg annually, lower than the 73 kg in the US, its large population results in massive overall wastage. 783 million people face hunger worldwide, making food waste a grave issue. 19% of consumer available food wasted at retail, food service, and household levels. India discarded for 78 million tons of food annually. India ranks second after China in global food wastage. India's food wastage scenarios. Okay. Paradox of food waste and hunger. While 1.3 billion tons of food is wasted annually, over 735 million people suffer from chronic hunger. Stark contrast between abundance and deprivation. According to the UN Environment Program, industrialized countries in North America, Europe, and Asia collectively waste to 222 million tons of food each year. Sources of food waste and loss. Household waste. Around 61% of global food waste occur at the household level. Over-purchasing, the habit of buying more food than needed, cultural habits, cooking excess food for celebrations or guests, leftovers and plate waste, uneaten food discarded instead of reused, improper meal planning, lack of planning leads to food spoilage, food service industry, restaurants, hotels, catering, um, catering, um, buffet style dining, excess food prepared and served but not consumed, portion sizes, large servings lead to plate waste, uh, poor refrigeration in markets affects food longevity, mismanagement of perishable stock, poor inventory control causes spoilage. Efforts to reduce food waste in India. Save Food, Share Joy initiative launched by Food Safety and Standard Authority of India (FSSAI) to encourage food donation and reduce wastage. ENAM, National Agricultural Market, aims to minimize post-harvest food loss by providing better price discovery and direct market access for farmers. Operation Greens supports cold storage, logistics, and food processing to prevent perishable food storage. PM Kisan Sampada Yojana promotes food processing infrastructure, cold chains, and value addition to reduce spoilage. Mm. Retail and supermarkets, aesthetic standards. Fruits, vegetables, and packaged eatable products are discarded for minor blemishes and labeled as ugly. Short shelf life expiring products are thrown away. Overstocking surplus inventory leads to unsold food waste. uh, Supply chain and post harvest losses, storage and transport losses, poor handling, lack of cold storage, and spoilage in transit. Processing waste, parts of food discarded during sorting, peeling, and trimming, correlation between temperature and food waste. The UNEP Food Waste Index report highlights a direct correlation between rising average temperatures and increasing food waste levels. Hotter countries tend to have higher per capita household food waste due to increased um, consumption of fresh foods with fewer edible parts, limited refrigeration and preservation solution preservation preservation solutions, leading to faster spoilage. Weather conditions, erratic monsoons and weather shocks, droughts, floods, and landslides disrupt crop yields and weaken supply chains. Impact of food waste, economic impact, massive financial losses globally, over $1 trillion worth of food is wasted annually, leading to severe economic losses. Despite being a leading food producer, India faces persistent food insecurity due to supply chain inefficiencies, ranking 105th out of 127 in Global Hunger Index 2024. Higher costs, food waste, increases business losses in retail and hospitality, and raises household grocery expenses. Resource management, land, water, and labor used in food production are wasted, driving inflation in food prices. Burden on waste management, food waste makes up 10 to 12% of municipal waste, increasing government spending on disposal and landfill management. Social impact, deepening social inequality. Unequal food distribution widens the gap between the affluent and the underprivileged, limiting access to nutritious food, hinders progress. Food Food waste prevents food from reaching those in need, hindering progress on SDG 2 Zero Hunger and SDG 12.3, reducing food waste at retail and consumer levels. Environmental impact of food waste. Municipal waste. Food waste accounts for 10 to 12% of municipal waste in India. GHG emissions, greenhouse gas emissions globally, 8 to 10% of annual greenhouse gas emissions come from food waste. It contributes significantly to methane emissions from landfills, a potent greenhouse gas. Um, Biodiversity loss. Food waste drives deforestation and habitat destruction for unnecessary production, soil and water contamination, leachate, uh, chemical leachate from decomposing waste harms ecosystems. Yes. um, Way forward, household level actions, smart meal planning and shopping, create and stick to shopping lists to avoid overbuying, efficient food storage, um, use airtight containers and maintain proper refrigeration to extend food shelf life. Creative use of leftovers, repurpose food scraps into new meals to reduce wastage. Um, composing composting convert kitchen waste into compost to minimize landfill contributions. Food donation, share surplus food with local food banks or charities. Systematic reforms, cold storage and infrastructure development, invest in cold chains and efficient transportation to prevent spoilage. Sustainable business practices, encourage retailers and restaurants to redistribute unsold food. Mm, Invest in cold chains and efficient transportation to prevent spoilage. Okay, education and awareness, introducing programs to teach responsible consumption and food conservation to the students in schools and college in the need of the hour. Um, Conclusion: India must urgently tackle food waste to reduce its carbon footprint, enhance food security, and bridge social inequality. Conscious consumption and sustainable food systems can ensure resource optimization and hunger-free future. Global best practices to tackle food waste. France 2016 law against food waste. Supermarkets must donate unsold food instead of discarding it. Denmark Too Good to Go, a mobile app, connects consumers with surplus food at discounted price. Italy 2016 Gadda law. Offers tax incentives and simplified procedures for food donations. Netherlands Verspilling in Verukelig Verukelig repurpose repurposes surplus food into new products like beer from stale bread and soups from imperfect vegetables.